Chef kiss, absolutely chef kiss. Episode 9 of Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings of Russian was absolutely chef kiss. I knew the moment that I seen the PV for this episode, I'm like, this is going to be good. Out of nowhere, Yuki is the protagonist of one of those H's about hypnotism, and I'm all for it. At the same time, I knew that immediately when I seen that PV, I'm like, oh my gosh, certain people are going to be screaming about this episode. This is going to be like the most offensive episode to so many people. I cannot wait to see the articles from certain websites. Yep, I'm going to farm it. I'm going to farm it. If it's super bad, I'm going to totally farm it. But anyways, overall, episode 9 of Roshidere was absolutely fantastic. I think it's a nice mixture of the comedy, the ecchi, some really great moments with Ayano, some great moments with Yuki. Just overall, a really fantastic episode. But let's just jump into it. Opening up the episode with, yes, probably one of the most aggravating scenes I have seen in this show yet. This family is so screwed up. This Suou family is so screwed up. Well, the grandfather screwed up, and the mother is allowing it, and I hate that so much. But yes, opening up with Yuki talking to her grandfather, and the grandfather apparently keeping a pulse on their school days, which, again, I do acknowledge that there is some importance to what they're doing. The student council and all this kind of stuff does give you some benefits to your future life, and yes, there's a lot of sense here about these families. These families in this school are very prominent families, and it looks bad upon them if their children aren't defeating each other. And it sucks because what comes from this is mainly the big key thing that's really annoying about all this is how the grandfather's pushing Yuki to destroy her brother. He's pinning his grandchildren against each other. Oh, I was like, I want to jump across that table and squeeze the neck of that colonel from KFC, just screwing his neck. And the entire time I'm screaming about the mother. Mother, wake up, say something. Again, the mother's defeated. The mother sitting there is defeated. She's allowing this. And you know that she's against it because she confronts Yuki afterwards. Trying to say, you still like each other, right? You still like your brother. Oh, it's so annoying. And yeah, Yuki obviously has to play into it. Yeah, grandfather. Yeah, yes. I'm going to make sure to win. I'm going to do that, grandfather. Yeah, for sure. I'll defeat Kuze. And I hate, even still then, he's still berating Yuki with insults. You're not as talented as Masaki. No, they've been saying that. Masachika, he's very, very talented. I even get into it in the later part of this episode. He's very, very talented. But still, he's like, you're not as talented as him, but you can't lose. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. But yeah, the mother kind of confronting her afterwards. It's obvious that she wants to say something, but she's been defeated. This mother has given up. She's just allowing all this crap, and it's so agitating. But yeah, I love the little scene afterwards. Yuki getting a little bit of a recovery from Ayano. Let me hug you, boobies. Booby recovery. Boobies are great. I love it, dude. Yuki is so fantastic. I love her to death. But anyways, yeah. And again, it plays into how Yuki is. As much as there is a side of group of people that think that Yuki is just this play into this type of archetype, this is her character. There's so much expectations placed upon her when she's at home that yes, when she's with Kuze, she wants to have fun. She wants to enjoy things. She wants to be silly. Even in the presence of everybody else in the public, she has to act like she is prim and proper. In front of anybody that will get word to her grandfather, she has to be prim and proper. But with Kuze and Ayano, that's her only outlet. And again, it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, I love that aspect of really kind of explaining why she's so silly. Following this, we get into really the aftermath of Tanayama and the whole situation with that meeting. And it really is, the beginning part is really Kuze trying to push Alya forward. Obviously, one of the biggest issues that Alya has right now to become student council is she doesn't talk to people. So even when people are trying to ask about their victory, Kuze's trying to prop Alya up as the one that was successful there. It was her plan and trying to push her forward. But eventually that turns into, yes, a lot of bad-mouthing of Tanayama and the fact that she started all that and then she ran away. And so this turns into, yes, Alya confronting Kuze and saying, hey, can we do something? He's like, look, this is a win for us. Do you really want to do this? But I'm going to do whatever you want to do. If that's what you want to do, if you want to help Tanayama, get rid of all these rumors, all these bad-mouthing about... It's not really rumors. It's really what she did. She ran away. But again, because Alya knows what Tanayama was doing there, she wants to help her. She feels bad. A rare moment of Alya doing something really credible. It's like this entire... I will admit, this entire series so far hasn't really done many favors to Alya. She's super cute. She's super hot. She got the thigh going on. She got the smirks going on. The whole sock scene. There's so many spicy moments with Alya. But her character-wise, we really haven't seen much beside her saying really cute things in Russian. It's like one of those rare moments where we're seeing her being very much so a good person. just her being a good person. She doesn't like this. She wants to help Taniyama out. So it was really cute. But yeah, then they get caught by the president under the desk. A lot of desk hiding in this episode. But yeah, like that brief moment where Alya's getting all doki doki because he'll do anything for her, and she's getting all close to him. Look, great shots of her. Then yeah, afterwards outside the classroom, her just being flustered. Super cute. But no, this all leads into probably the more interesting story-wise moments in this episode, which is the meeting with Miyamae. And yeah, we've already kind of played Miyamae as being a very outgoing person. She's a gyaru, very popular. Yeah, did this whole thing where she had a plant in the crowd that called out Alya for being a transfer student. This girl's kind of cutthroat, but also kind of very chill. And we get a sense of how chill she is because of her habits with boyfriends, seemingly. Something that she got onto her by her friend Sayaka at some point. But a very interesting part of this little segment here is, yes, Kuze saying, we want to help out Sayaka. And Nana was like, look, we're your enemies. If you want to do that, that's fine. But at some point, it was interesting because she does offer to be his girlfriend. And he's like, you should go out with somebody you like. She doesn't know what love and romance is. He's like, you should respect yourself more. And then she's like, Sayaka did that too. And we get a little shot of that later on. The idea that at some point she's with a boyfriend, she's kissing him. And then Sayaka afterwards like, why would you do that? Well, we're boyfriend-girlfriend, so we do that, right? I don't really care. And then Sayaka gets onto her, slaps her, says you shouldn't be doing that. You should respect yourself more. And it was interesting because in this conversation with Kuze, he's pointing out, you should respect yourself more. And she's like, oh, that's exactly what Sayaka said. But then Kuze asks, why do you like Sayaka so much? Sayaka's different than you. This is to be somebody that just doesn't mix with you. You should hate her. Yeah, again, Sayaka is the nerd. She's the bookworm. She's the stuck-up. She's the type of girl that would get under their skin. You keep bothering me. You keep getting in my way. You're telling me to respect myself more. I want to do what I want to do. That kind of stuff. And Miyamae puts it as, we're kind of the same. Sayaka is the only friend I don't want to lose because she's so interesting. She's intriguing. She possesses a fire that you don't possess. And she equates herself to Kuze. That Kuze also has somebody that sort of has a fire that he doesn't possess. Now, I didn't understand this. This part doesn't make any sense to me. I understand what Miyamae is saying in regards to Sayaka. She's somebody different than me. She possessed something different to me. And I think that's going to be a lot in the fact that Sayaka has purpose, whereas Miyamae doesn't. And now why this doesn't make sense to me is when it comes to equating it to Kuze, it doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, my assumption is that Miyamae is talking about Alya, but Alya doesn't have a spark. She's not a shining ray of positivity. She's not that character. Again, we're portraying Alya as somebody that's just a hard worker, but she's very closed off. Now, I guess you could put it in the idea that because Alya has purpose, she has something she wants to build towards, that's something that Kuze doesn't have, and thus there's that connection there. But it's not like I see Alya as being a shining ray of positivity. She's not someone that has a fire that you don't possess. Alya just wants to work hard about something, which again, I guess that is something that Kuze doesn't have. But anyhow, it was a very interesting little scene there. Again, yeah, following that up, he's like, this is about the time where we had called for a ninja to go tell her to make sure that she's doing something. And then sure enough, he's like, Ayano? Yes. Ayano just pops out of nowhere. Like she's been there the whole time. Wait, what are you doing here? You called for me. But it was because Yuki was there. They have a little goofy little spat there. It was silly. But yes, Miyamae decides to essentially take the blame. That the reason why Sayaka ran out was because she was mad at her because she planted somebody in the crowd to badger Alya. And so she's basically taking it upon herself. Which again, makes sense to me here because it does seem like, again, like she said before, Miyamae's like, Sayaka is the only friend I'll never want to lose. So she's willing to do anything to protect her. This is somebody that's protected me in the past. I just didn't know really what I was doing. She wants me to respect my body more, and she sees me as being somebody special. But yes, it all leads to the hypnosis scene. Well, first it's a little study session. Alya and Kuze are off to the side. They're doing a little study session. She's getting super close. At some point, Yuki walks in and says, hey, can we join you? And literally Alya's like, no in Russian. But then she decides, nah, that's fine. Let's just let him in. We get a little sense here that Kuze like figures things out differently than most people. That he looks at the answer to things. And obviously, again, because he's a genius, he figures it out. He asks Ayano if she needs any help with her work. And she's like, no, that's fine. He's like, no, I'm not going to make fun of you. And she's like, I'd rather you do that. Please make fun of me, berate me, say only that I'm a waste of space. Alya's like, man, you guys seem like you're closer than actual childhood friends. But yes, this is when we get the hypnotist scene. Masha comes in, makes some coffee. Kuze really likes it. Alya's getting really jealous, and they bring out the hypnotist book and they start using it. And apparently Masha and Alya are like, apparently their bloodline, their family bloodline is really prone to hypnotism, so they both just clonk out really quickly. Yuki just goes off on full pervy mode, like, man, what can we do to these two now they're hypnotized? It basically says everything that everybody that's watching the show is thinking. Oh yeah, we gotta do really inappropriate things to them. So she decides to command them to bear all. It gets super comfortable and bear all, which turns into them basically, yes, turning into a Masha harem, which I thought was fantastic. The idea that Yuki's over there like, it didn't turn into being a Masachika harem, it turned into being a Masha harem instead. Alya just starts taking off her clothes. So many really nice spicy shots of thighs. It didn't get as super ecchi as I thought they would. I thought that they were going to just completely disclose everything, but not that like full on nude or anything like that, but I was kind of expecting to see a little bit more, but they just went for just the shirt and no skirt, which is fine for me because thighs. I can acknowledge the funniest thing about this part is that the entire time Kuze is in a very inappropriate situation in public in the school, and obviously they can't seem to stop them. And Kuze's response is to hang around, which I give him massive credits for because he's there the entire time with Yuki and they're just cracking jokes the entire time. The idea of like the office lady look or something like that. And he's like, you're exactly right. And they're trying to stop it, but he never leaves the room. He should. If he was any other protagonist, he would wah 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 and he would leave the room, but he just stays there the entire time. And I like how Chisaki shows up at some point. He's like, you've seen everything, like knocks him out and then says you've seen everything, and it's just absolutely dorky and I love it. So as much as I want to say it seems like Kuze should have left the room, at the same time I'm glad he didn't leave the room because it's so unlike most protagonists. But yeah, it was fantastic, absolutely loved it. Really nice spicy shots of Masha and Alya. And then we wrap up the episode with World Is Mine. We had Hatsune Miku, Rio Supercell, World Is Mine as the outro song being sung by Alya, which was absolutely fantastic. I love Hatsune Miku. I love Supercell. Like all of Rio Supercell's work is absolutely fantastic. And so I was like, yes, thank you. Anyhow, that's my thoughts on episode 9 of Roshidere. Absolutely fantastic episode. We're running out of episodes. We're running out of episodes, which is really unfortunate, but really enjoying this series. Cannot wait for more, but that's my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit that like button down below, comment. Let me know what's the episode. Additionally, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe before you leave. If you like this content, you want to support the channel more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate what it does. Until next time, y'all take care.